I really don't want to be canceled for this, but I do have to tell you that the best doctors I've ever had are women of color. And I can't be more specific than that, and I don't want to stereotype, but I do feel like I have enough experience now to where I can say the best doctors I've ever had in all areas, gynecologists, primary care, specifically gynecologists, but like all of them have been women of color.
Okay, so y'all know that I've been going to like a bunch of doctors recently, and the best doctors I have ever had have been women of color. The dermatologist I had in middle school that taught me how to take care of my skin and advocated for me to get proper treatment, Black woman. The gynecologist that found issues that my primary care physician should have found was a Black woman.
So as someone who had been sick for a very long time and was in and out of hospitals and in and out of care, I can confirm, and I specifically phlebotomists. I don't know what it is. If a white phlebotomist walks into my room.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that from wherever you, my lovelies, are watching this from, you're doing all right and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to you guys that appreciate what I do appreciate you too. I see it in the comments, I see it in the super thanks, I see it in the members joining. So I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you so very much for loving on me and supporting me on here. That really means a lot to me. Now we do have a good one to look at today, and this is a palm colored woman that says she probably will be cancelled for saying what she was about to say, and but she was like, you know what, I am not afraid to admit the truth, because what am I going to lose at the end of the day? These are facts, these are truths. And this lady went ahead to say that the best experiences she's had in hospitals have been with women of color. And with that, I am assuming it's Black women and other people of color, right? And it is so sad that she even had to give a disclaimer first that she knows she probably will be cancelled from her community, because they will never ever give credit to a Black person when they do better. And with her video, there are many other people that came out to actually confirm that the best experience they've had is with people of color. And we are going to look at that, come back and talk about it.
I really don't want to be canceled for this, but I do have to tell you that the best doctors I've ever had are women of color. And I can't be more specific than that, and I don't want to stereotype, but I do feel like I have enough experience now to where I can say the best doctors I've ever had in all areas, gynecologists, primary care, specifically gynecologists, but like all of them have been women of color, the best ones. And I'm not saying that the other doctors are bad at all, because I think that becoming a doctor is very difficult. I have so much respect for all doctors in general, but there is just something about a woman of color doctor that I really just have the best experience. If I have a bad experience at the doctor, it's never a woman of color. I'm going to tell you that. And I wasn't even going to say this publicly because...
So initially I didn't know how to take this, but I feel like as Black women, we're always on the defensive. When someone's actually giving you a compliment, we need to recognize it and take it. But on the flip side, it does suck that you have to be worried about being canceled for giving Black women a compliment. It should be okay to feel this way. But having to defend yourself on something that is your opinion is kind of sad, unfortunately. But seeing so many people comment on her posts of shared experiences who agree with her is really heartwarming, and it validates that this is a true narrative. Working in a white and male-dominated field is not easy. Yes, we are the minority, but we actually are the most sought out. My overall experience as a Black female doctor has generally been great, but sometimes that gets lost in the everyday challenges that we face and negative experiences that we have. So taking a step back and recognizing the good, the quality that we bring to the table and to our patients is actually really comforting. We are a rare breed, but we have the biggest impact. Women of color are unique. We are special. So thank you for recognizing that.
Okay, so y'all know that I've been going to like a bunch of doctors recently, and the best doctors I've ever had have been women of color. The dermatologist I had in middle school that taught me how to take care of my skin and advocated for me to get proper treatment, black woman. The gynecologist that found issues that my primary care physician should have found was a black woman. That old primary care physician was a white woman, by the way. My current primary care physician is an Indian woman, and if she can't treat something herself or she can't find the answer, she will send me to a specialist. And the reason why they make better doctors, in my opinion, is because more often than not, they grow up in a care community that white folks don't experience, and because of the exact reason why it's so hard for them to become doctors. It's racism and misogyny if you struggle with context clues.
I really don't want to be canceled for this, but I do have to tell you that the best doctors I
as someone who had been sick for a very long time and was in and out of hospitals and in and out of care, I can confirm, and I specifically phlebotomists. I don't know what it is. If a white phlebotomist walks into my room, I know I'm gonna have a bad day. Y'all don't listen. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm a hard stick. My veins roll. You have to get me on the top of my hands. Oh, well, we're just gonna look. And y'all still stick me and dig around in my arm. A nurse of color? Oh, okay. Immediately doesn't just goes to the top of my hand and just sticks me one time, just the once. And then they also, if they, for whatever reason, if the vein blows, that happens a lot, or if they cannot get me, and they're also more likely to not stick me at all if they don't feel confident. They'll go get another nurse. In my experience, a white nurse is going to sit there and dig and dig and dig and not go get someone else, which just, I learned this way too late. So here's some information. Take it from me, please. They only one time you're allowed to say, please go get someone else. You're even allowed to request the doctor, please go get my doctor to get my blood, please. Don't let them dig in your arm. Anyway, for real. I feel some kind of way feeling that way and like saying it out loud, but it's true. It's true. It's so true. It's true. They're more compassionate. They listen, and they're not afraid to ask for help.
It's so sad that we are living in this generation with these people that are super, dismissive of how good other people are, that they will probably even come for their people, crediting other people of color for actually performing better than them. Isn't that unfortunate? If you're landing on the channel for your very first time, I would like you to please consider subscribing and leave a thought, leave a like. I will highly appreciate that. Yes, now that that is out of the way, there's a video that I landed on of a black male doctor, and I don't want us to exclude our men. Yes, because these men and women, we all have that heart in us, right? And who believes with me that we are the hope of literally every field? We are the hope of every field. Because I feel like we are the only people that are left with empathy, humanity, the fear of God, the fact that, that nurturing. Yeah. There's a video that I landed on here, and guys, let's watch this clip first.
I'm Dr. Bridgewater, and I want to introduce you to yourself. Look how handsome you are. So today is your birthday, December 8th, the year of our Lord 2024, and you were born at 4:24 a.m., weighing 8 pounds even. I want you to look at these beautiful people here. That's your mother and that's your father. They're the foundation to your whole life. But you need to know that your mother sacrificed so much to have you. I want you to know that she felt every bit of her pain, and she endured through her fears and overcame them. And she worked like a champion to push you up. It is what I call a beautiful birth. So on days like this, we celebrate by singing happy birthday. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Giannis. Happy birthday to you. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is your purpose in the world. Number one, I know you're going to get great love by your siblings, by your mother and your father. But at the same time, I need you to know that you're that link in an unbroken chain that goes all the way back to your forefathers and all the way into and foremothers and all the way into the future as far as our imaginations can take us. So you're very special. And now that you're here, the world will never, ever be the same. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yay! Giannis, your day.
Guys, that video touched me. And I was like, imagine bringing a child into this world and this is how they come. Oh God. Like, but how many people are that nurturing and how many even have the time? Especially if it is them palm colored and how they literally leave our women to bleed. As we are talking about this very, very incident, what about that nurse that broke the bones of the babies in the NICU?
This woman, her, she's an RN. And she was just arrested for breaking the bones of Black newborns in the NICU. 26-year-old Erin Elizabeth Ann Strotman of Virginia was booked on charges of aggravated child abuse and malicious wounding. So at the hospital this occurred at, there would be like strings of like 3 or 4 babies that would end up with like fractures all over them and nobody could figure out why. In fact, the hospital actually had to shut down its NICU to do this investigation, putting how many newborns in harm's way in doing so. We don't know. I do want to mention that Elizabeth Strotman was previously put on leave per an investigation into her for an entire year. I do want to mention that it was a paid administrative leave.
Black babies. She broke their bones. Not one kid, not one baby, not 2 babies. This lady was put on a paid leave, came back. And so when I say we are the hope of all fields, I mean exactly that. Because these people lack empathy. So you do realize that lots of these people, the palm-colored people, when they are treating others, their treatment also, their biases also come in even in the medical field or wherever they are serving. Their attitudes come with them and how they feel about people. They forget about the professionalism and that personality or who they are cannot really be overcome or overshadowed by what they are doing. However much they are in these professionals and they have all the qualifications, they still come with these biases. Because in 2025, we couldn't be looking at news where a nurse is breaking bones of Black babies. We couldn't. We couldn't be looking at people that are ignoring Black women to die. We couldn't be looking at doctors that are literally giving wrong dosages to our people. We couldn't be looking at people that are misdiagnosing people. We could not be looking at doctors, the so-called doctors and missionaries that come to third world countries and they pretend to be doctors and unalive like literally about 200 babies. And when they are done with that, they flee the country and they don't face any consequence, right? And some of them, instead of them facing the consequences, they are put on documentaries to be paid, just like that nurse was put on a paid leave, like for goodness' sake. My goodness, we could not. So it shows you a level of biasness that they have. Not all of them, but some of them. The level of biasness they have is out of this world. And for people that don't agree with this, you probably haven't lived with them. You probably haven't had any experience of people that are going through these things. Or maybe you're just dismissive that these things really happen. Because we also have such people that would come and be like, no, these people are not the way you're talking about them. Until your own goes through it. until when you go through it, until when you lose one of your beloved ones, like one of our sisters and brothers are already losing so many people, right? Until when they take so long to give a diagnosis, for them to only go back until later in life and give a diagnosis of something that is about to take your person when they should have been saved. That's the only time you probably will know that some of these people, the things that are being spoken about them are really, really true. So I do appreciate the credit that is given, and I wish that more people of color get into these fields, right? I wish and pray that these people fill these fields, because that is what we need. We don't need people that are going to be taking lives. No. People go in these fields to save life, and that's exactly what we want. The thing is, you might also find bad black and, female and male doctors, and those are anybody that does not deserve to be in that field, that is really not good and nurturing and professional. They need to be out. I've seen a lot of black people complaining, and they're like, when they go and they are seen by a palm-colored doctor, it's a totally different experience than when they are seen by either a black doctor or other people of color doctors, because these other people, they pay attention. How many of you believe that when you go to a doctor's room, you are already panicking? If you're not like that, I am like that. Now, worst case scenario is finding the worst doctor. Makes your situation even bad. You are already in desperation and you are already panicking, right? And then the person that you go to is not nurturing. They will keep, putting that in. Now, for me, it's hard, and I'm very tiny. But look, like, for me to find a vein where you can draw blood, it's hard. It's hard, right? And then the person is going to keep putting that injection, that thing, because they don't want to give up, because to them, they are good. And I think they have that, I don't know what to call it, but they have that thing in them that they are the best. So even when they don't know what they are doing, they will continue doing it. They want to hear what they want to hear, and after that, they shut. But our people, and in fact, I saw lots of them that saw black doctors that were celebrating because, they graduated, and they're like, who can trust these doctors with your patients? I'm like, they are the best. They are the best. Unfortunately, reports are coming now, receipts are coming in. People don't want to go to palm-colored doctors anymore. Some of these people are literally giving, wrong dosages, wrong medications for a wrong diagnosis. For people to only wake up and be like, go to see another doctor and seek a second, observation, second opinion, for them to realize whatever you've been taking is actually not what you're supposed to be taking, or whatever you've been taking is actually very weak. And lots of them, they're like, oh, black women are very aggressive, oh, black women are very loud, oh, black women are very dramatic, black people are dramatic. We are talking about people that never believed that black people even have pain. We are talking about people that used to do C-sections on black women without anesthesia. Yeah, no numbing, no nothing. Those are the type of people that empathy and them, they're like this. These are facts. And also history shows that. Now I know that there are some great, probably, palm-colored doctors, right, that are there. But I think on this one, it's not that we are bashing them, but we are saying that people have started seeing, people have started discovering that you probably are not the best. And I don't know where that leaves them. Fact that she had to even prepare us that she probably might get cancelled. Why would she get cancelled for speaking facts? That means that, you know, the stereotypes that are given to you, that exist, are true. That you think you're the best. I think palm-colored people, by the default that they are palm-colored, they think they are good by default. So they forget to put in effort when they are doing whatever they are doing because they feel like the world has proved to them over and over again that they are good. So me, I even like there's a bit of calmness and peace that comes on you when you know how peaceful that can be when you go to a doctor's room and they listen. How do you feel? When did this start? You know, are you taking any medication? You know, how are you feeling? Okay, where does it hurt here? Like, in my experience, because all that I have experienced is black people, and I can say that some people be like, oh, you know, in Africa, there's no whatever good health care systems. Trust me, we do. My American friends that come here to visit me here, I take them to our doctor's rooms, probably if they've had stomach problems or anything, and they be like, man, these people are so good. They're not good because you are American, because some people have the illusion that, you know, they're being nice because he's American. No, they're nice to us too. So the professionalism really lacks when it comes to these people, because these health professionals are supposed to be, I don't know, I know that it can be quite overwhelming. They also have a life to live, but when it comes to that, that's what, for me, it's like a noble cause you are called by God to take care of God's people. And I know that he has to give you the grace to, you know, be nice and good and make sure that you make people feel good, right? But those American friends of mine that visit, they be like, man, these people are so nice. They even listen. I'm like, what is going on in the United States? So you doctors do not listen. In fact, some of them come over here, in a third world country, mind you, right? They come over here only for them to discover the dosage and medication that was recommended to them to take. They're like, but your symptoms are mild. You don't need to be taking this something strong. Or sometimes, but these symptoms are actually extreme. Whatever they gave you, it's not going to cure you. It's not going to heal you. We need to put you on something else. And they put them on something else for a week. And everything is good. So when I say we are the hope of the world, we are the hope. And we are the light of the world. We, at this point, you, black people, you people of color that still have empathy, that know that it's not just about money, because to this, some of this palm colored, it's all about business. Business and strictly business, no emotions. I know, it's like that, right? And I don't understand it, trust me, that it always has to be business, no emotions. But in a situation where people are desperate, in a situation where black women are soon after cutting and then there is blood that is dripping, and then, you know, they see the person is losing more blood and more blood, but then they are not doing anything. They're like, let's wait and see. Other doctors, people of color, they'll be like, no, let's go back and check. They are very careful, but also I think they come from a position that they have been there. They have not been listened to. Therefore, they feel the need to listen more and give what has not been given to them. Because some of them have, the reason as to why even some of these people of color come in these professions is because there's not enough representation. Because of lack of representation, our people tend to lose their lives in the hands of these people, because, yeah, we know how the system is run. They are the meanest. They are like, they don't listen. To them, they really don't care that much. So it is so good to see palm-colored people coming out now, giving receipts, and they're like, you know what? Credit where is due has to be given. And for those that are upset and are agitated, it's okay. Be agitated, but I mean, you cannot steal people's experiences and you cannot take away what they have seen and their observations. They have been with you. And yeah, if you try and, you know, like, there's nobody that is good by default. There's nobody that is good by default. That's a lie. If you are told to believe that, no, you work on that. You work on that. And where you don't know, ask. You know, otherwise, people are going to start taking business away from you, and then all of a sudden you start crying, oh, you know, people don't want us anymore, what. That's why these medical fields are now filled with so many more other people of color. And from there, you complain that we are being replaced. Have you had any bad experience with these people in hospitals? Especially if you're Black and you're watching this, I know this has happened to you, right? And have you had any experience with people that look like me or that look like you, and how did that go? And also, we have seen Black people that have literally saved the lives of others from the hands of these people, right? And where they were paid was to be fired because they exposed the inconsistency and ineffectiveness of these doctors. So because of that, they get fired. So they would rather risk to lose a life of a Black woman and a Black man and any other person than working on themselves. They would rather fire someone. And please let me know what you think in the comment section. Please subscribe to the channel as well if you have not. Super thank me. Join my channel membership. We have affordable packs that you can choose from. And I'll see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie, and I love you all, my people that are performing excellently in these fields. Keep shining. We are the light. We are the hope of the world. Bye.